Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Arsenal ace with 16-year career in North London is assessing his options. It's vital for any squad with ambitions to win titles that they have enough depth in their squad to be able to manage when there is one or two injuries or players are suffering loss of form. Players such as Reiss Nelson, for example, are still needed members of the first team even if they don't hold as much importance in the team dynamic as, say, Declan Rice. The Athletic note that Nelson made just one start last season, with another 14 appearances coming as a sub. It's perhaps with that in mind that the outlet also reported that Nelson wants to assess his options ahead of the new campaign. There will surely be no shortage of suitors for his services, with the Athletic noting that West Ham, Crystal Palace, Fulham, and Nottingham Forest are all interested. Expected to cost around £20 million to acquire, if Nelson can fulfill his potential, at just 24 years of age, he would still represent a bargain for the team that ends up signing the Gunners Academy graduate. At this stage, it appears that the player is availing himself of all the available opportunities before making a decision. Were he not to be impressed enough to move on at this stage, he still has another 3 years left on his current Arsenal deal. Mikel Arteta to let 23-year-old talent leave, with Arsenal ready to accept £30 million this summer. Arsenal are ready to accept bids in the region of £30 million for Emile Smith Rowe this summer, as Mikel Arteta is open to letting the 23-year-old talent leave the Emirates Stadium ahead of the 24-25 campaign. The Englishman looked destined to have a very bright future at Arsenal when he broke through during the 21-22 season, but things have not gone to plan for Smith Rowe since. The midfielder has seen his progression disrupted by injuries, and during his time on the sidelines, others have jumped him in Arteta's pecking order at Arsenal. That was highlighted this season as the 23-year-old played just 19 times for the Gunners, with only 4 of those coming from the start. Smith Rowe does have the option to stay in North London as the player has a deal running until 2026, but knowing that his game time will once again be limited, the English star may decide to move on to progress his career. According to Football Insider, Arsenal are ready to accept bids in the region of £30 million, as it remains to be seen who makes an official offer for the Gunners star over the coming months. Fulham have been linked to Smith Rowe since the start of June, with the Standard reporting that the West London club have identified the Gunners star as a target for this summer's transfer window. Football Insider are also reporting the Cottagers' interest, but no official bid has arrived yet for the 23-year-old. Arsenal need to sell some players during the transfer window in order to add to their squad, and £30 million for Smith Rowe would be a good bit of business for the North London outfit. Fans of the Gunners will be sad to see the midfielder go, as his career at the Premier League Giants could have been a lot different had it not been for his injuries. However, this is part of the game, and it will be intriguing to see where the 23-year-old ends up ahead of the new season. Bayern Munich have good chance of stealing 32-goal Arsenal gem, says Christian Falk. Arsenal could be set to lose Obi Martin to a European rival in the upcoming summer window. The 16-year-old prodigy could be the latest in a trend of young Premier League talent to make the switch to the Bundesliga. Christian Falk reports that both the Bavarian Giants and Borussia Dortmund hold an interest in the forward. Bayern Munich, however, appear to hold the advantage as things currently stand. He said the following: "It's true that Bayern Munich are interested in Arsenal youngster Obi Martin. He is very attractive for Bayern. He is scoring plenty of goals. Bayern have the advantage as the situation is a bit different in Germany compared to England. He can already sign a professional contract at 16 years of age. Bayern would only have to pay £40,000 so he is really cheap. But Bayern aren't the only club interested. There is also Dortmund who are going for him. So it's getting really interesting. But I heard that Bayern have a good chance of signing Obi Martin. Obi Martin has registered 32 goals in 18 under 18 Premier League appearances this term. Intriguing RB Leipzig center forward Benjamin Sesko put a stop to the speculation surrounding his next move in football. The Slovenian international instead opted to extend his current terms with Leipzig until 2029. That's despite interest from English giants Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United. A pity for the Gunners given Gabriel Jesus' injury concerns in 23-24. Mikel Arteta's men will only hope now that they are not losing a potentially prime striking talent to Bayern Munich to worsen the blow. David Moyes hailed Declan Rice's performances at Arsenal. David Moyes has praised the recent performances of Declan Rice and stated that he is currently worth £150 million after signing from West Ham. The England midfielder completed his high profile move across London last summer, joining Arsenal from West Ham for a club record £105 million. Just like with many record breaking transfers, the deal was criticized due to the incredible fee of the player, with many expecting Rice to fail to live up to the huge expectations. But the 25-year-old has not only reached the incredible heights expected of him, but has completely surpassed them as he led the Gunners to their best ever season in the Premier League, although it wasn't enough to dethrone Manchester City. Speaking on the England star, his former West Ham manager Moyes claimed that Arsenal got a £105 million bargain. He said, I was telling West Ham to hold out for £150 million, and people were saying I was off my head. But I think if you look at some of the players who have come around that price, Declan surpassed them and looks above them. England fans will be hoping that he continues his incredible form into their European campaign as they prepare to face off against Serbia in their opening game of the tournament on Sunday night. Rice will anchor Gareth Southgate's midfield and will more than likely feature next to Jude Bellingham in the middle of the park. Arsenal join race for centre-back being targeted by Manchester United. According to Spanish newspaper Sport, Arsenal have joined Manchester United in the competition for signing Nice defender Jean-Claire Todibo this summer. William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes are the Gunners' established central defense duo right now, but manager Mikel Arteta is still searching for a top-tier reinforcement. The Gunners had the best defensive record in the Premier League as they just conceded 29 goals in their 38 games. The partnership of Saliba and Gabriel showed quality and composure at the back for the Gunners and provided Arteta a strong base to challenge for the Premier League title. The report claims that Arsenal sporting director Edu has Todibo on his list of targets in the summer transfer window. Man United have been linked with the defender in the past, but they have failed to sign him. With the club now looking for a new defender after the departure of Rafael Varane from Old Trafford this summer, the Red Devils are keen to sign a new centre back. With Saliba and Gabriel already at the club, Todibo is going to be a backup at the Emirates Stadium and would play as a second choice to both the talented defenders already present at the club. Despite the interest from Arsenal to sign the defender, Man United hold the advantage in the race to sign the League One centre-back. In addition to being the minority stakeholder at Man United, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the owner of Nice. The British billionaire and his business NOS are in charge of the club's football operations. Ratcliffe will probably prefer Todibo to transfer to Old Trafford than to a league rival. The Red Devils can also provide him the role of a starter at the club, unlike Arsenal, who already have established options in their starting lineup. Fabrizio Romano has now revealed in his daily briefing that the player is likely to continue at the Bundesliga club this season and he will move on next summer. Romano claims that RB Leipzig have promised the player that they will let him leave next summer. The striker is reportedly keen on a move to the Premier League after another year at the German club. The report further states that Arsenal, Manchester United, and Liverpool were interested in signing the player this summer. It will be interesting to see if the three clubs decide to return for him in 2025. Sesko is a prodigious young talent with a bright future, and he is regarded as a player with world class potential. The 21-year-old is already operating at a high level, and he is only going to improve with coaching and experience. The Slovenian striker has scored 18 goals in all competitions this season, and he could prove to be the ideal acquisition for all three clubs. Arsenal need to bring in an upgrade on Gabriel Jesus, who scored just 4 goals in the league last season. On the other hand, Manchester United need someone who can share the goal scoring burden with Rasmus Højlund. Signing the Slovenian would sort out their attacking unit for the foreseeable future. At Liverpool, he could be an alternative to Darwin Núñez, whose finishing has been quite mediocre since the big money move from Benfica. Liverpool need more cutting edge in the final third, and the 21-year-old could be a solid long-term investment. All three clubs will have to wait until 2025 in order to sign the player, and it remains to be seen whether they are ready to wait for him. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.